One of the tools that helps you in successfully achieving a launch for a new product for your organization are tools provided by the carrier that enables you to properly explain the program and the advantages that it has for you and your agents. You'll notice on the screen that there is a generic piece for Humana Achieve, where you can personalize this presentation for your agency. Let's stroll through this presentation as it would be presented to agents in your prospective downline. What we'll do is we'll run through today's agenda, which deals with the MedSup marketplace, the difference that Humana Achieve makes in that marketplace. We'll give you some details on the agent resources that are available for this program, along with the processes, extra services, and value prop that is available through Humana Achieve. Let's also look at the 2020 MACRA legislation and the outlook that Humana has as to the effects of that legislation enacted clear back in 2015 that finally becomes effective on 1/1/2020. And let's look at the contracting process to become involved with this program. When we look at the breakdown of the agents that are coming into Medicare, we see that we have a fairly equal split between Medicare Advantage and Medicare Supplement programs, with MedSups having a slight advantage into the number of prospects that are enrolling in different programs. This data is taken from Deft Research with their 2017 Medicare Age-In study. We look at some different demographics that come about as part of this. We see a concentration with this data in the 65 to 74-year-old strata, where the average income is between $25,000 and $30,000. These folks are motivated by security, protection, control, and choice. The agent has a significant impact on these enrollment decisions, and we realize that a portion of these folks are one-offs in a manner of speaking, where 43% of the population is widowed, divorced, separated, or never married. And these folks do talk to their friends, go online, and respond to direct mail. So some of the top reasons why a prospect would choose a Medicare Supplement program: for the members, there are no network restrictions. The programs are accepted by any provider who accepts the Medicare system. It guarantees a low out-of-pocket cost with guarantee renewable options with the program. And for the agents, it can be sold year-round, not just during AEP. It's a versatile portfolio, with the client retention being an average policy staying on the book for 7 or 8 years. It has strong commission and bonus structures as well. So let's look at a sample of selling Humana MedSup against a zero premium plan. We're looking at John. He's 65, living in Alabama. He's a non-smoker, and he's looking for his first Medicare plan. Last year, he visited his primary care doctor 6 times. He visited a specialist once a month. He went to the emergency room. He had an MRI in the hospital, and he spent 7 consecutive days in the hospital. Here's what John would pay next year for those same services on a Humana Medicare Supplement Plan G versus the competitor's zero premium plan. You'll see that the premiums obviously is a huge difference initially, where the Plan G is $120.87 for the MedSup and zero for the premium plan offered as an alternative, and that the Part B deductible is a concern or a factor for both programs. You'll see also in many circumstances, though, that the primary care physician is covered completely by both programs, while the specialist does require a copay on the zero premium plan. The emergency room is covered completely with the Plan G, while the competing program has a $90 copayment. The MRI in the hospital is covered completely with the Plan G, where the competitor plan has a $260 payment. And for the hospitalization, with the Plan G, there's a zero out-of-pocket in that particular circumstance, where the zero premium plan has a $260 copay per day. So John's total bill with the Plan G, including the premiums, runs at $1,635.44, or the zero premium plan is considerably higher at the $2,775 out-of-pocket exposure. You'll see that the out-of-pocket maximum in this circumstance, well, there's $1,635.44 for the Plan G, or it's a $5,700 maximum out-of-pocket for the zero premium plan. Keep in mind that some of these benefits do change annually for both programs. So why would we look at Humana Achieve Medicare Supplement program? Well, some of the things that come about are part of the facts delivered by the industry itself, dealing with Humana's brand strength, where Forbes magazine rated Humana the #1 healthcare provider. Newsweek mentioned that they're #1 in customer service among health insurers for 2020. They are the #3 best health insurance company by healthcare.com in their ratings. They are the most valuable healthcare plan, #5 in 2019 by Brand Finance. And they are the largest health insurer based in the South. Some of the things that come about as the differentiators for the Humana Achieve program, they are the most competitive Medicare supplement program to date, and they expect to be an industry leading program in many areas, and a competitive Plan F for switchers itself is part of the portfolio. The street commission on these programs are up 2% in most states, and an increase for their Plan N as well. They've also increased the household discount for these programs, where it's up to 12% in most states, and they offer lucrative agent marketing allowances as well. They do also follow one of the recent trends in the industry, where they're adding value-added benefits, value-added services, including well-dying, hearing, vision discounts, and others, with the exception of the Silver Sneakers program in some markets. The difference that lays out in a national footprint instance, they're filed or live in 25 states, live in the states that are listed here, filed in the states that are listed here. So for many agents in some of the more populated and competitive areas, they're a very viable resource for you now or in the immediate future. Some of the things we want to look at when we look at the marketing allowance program, there are things that you can compare about what do you earn, how do you earn it, when do you earn it, and how much can you get? Well, in this particular circumstance, you are awarded as an agent $80 per issued case, paid on every issued case. There are some exceptions on different states that don't allow such a program, and it is a program with unlimited earning potential through the last quarter of this year. Moving forward into the first quarter of 2020, we'll look for additional incentives that may be available, and keep in mind these are all available with a minimum of 3 underwritten cases in a month. It is also a program that pays out on the 20th of the following month as well, so you don't have to wait around as an agent for this additional income. Some of the pieces that are available for an agent as a resource in the enrollment prospecting area with the tools that are put into play in that circumstance, the FAST app that is available for Humana online through their enrollment tool has different options for the signature, where you have an e-signature option, a digital signature with a signature pad, and an IVR, voice signature for call centers. The average issue time for a GI program is 2 to 3 days, 5 to 7 days for a program that is underwritten. And FAST app training is available on Humana's Vantage program. Some of the other pieces that are available through their websites are, of course, tracking indicators and the pending statuses that are available for the agent through the website. When the application is received, within a day or two, acknowledgement is sent that the application is in-house and being worked for electronic submissions. That's a faster process because it's visible within 24 hours of the online app process. Papers available with 2 to 3 days, within 2 to 3 days of receipt. Validation in process are days 2 through 4. If there's any information that is missing and needs to be obtained, that's being cleared during this period. and it will remain in this status until that information is received from the agent itself. The underwriting process for those programs that are underwritten, that outreach for the member by underwriting is done within 48 hours of receipt, and the agent will receive communication if there are failed attempts to reach the member. Processing of the application occurs through days 5 through 7, when this gives us an indication that the application's been cleared of all pins, missing info, and the underwriting request, and should be issued within 24 hours. So you've got a tight process for underwriting and issuing of policies, be they guarantee issue or underwritten, and the policy number is issued to the member generally within that 5 to 7 day period. Some of the resources that are available for the agent is all the support information from Humana itself, with all those key contact information pieces that are vital to us, from toll-free numbers to email access, and the different pieces that are available to you as well. There is also, of course, a comprehensive underwriting reference guide that helps with many of those questions that we can self-serve ourselves as agents in the field as well. Humana has a number of pre-approved marketing pieces that are very effective as well, different slip books and flyers that can be personalized and can include a picture of the agent. If you are one of those organizations that recruits, you have different recruiting tools available that is available to be easily read through a mobile device. When we look at the agent community, much of it accesses this information through their cell phone or through an iPad. These recruiting tools translate very easily to those devices. And there's also, of course, the training that's necessary not only for the agent, but for your staff as well to support the agents in the field. When we look at MACRA itself, it's a topic that's been discussed quite extensively over the last half of 2019, but there are still some questions that agents will have periodically and the public will have very frequently. And what it does is basically eliminate the Plan F, the high deductible Plan F, and Plan C for individuals that are newly eligible to Medicare after 2019. Plan G is the closest substitute for Plan F, and the only difference is that Part B deductible, which is currently the $185. Plan G is growing in popularity and will continue to grow, and Humana is also introducing a high deductible Plan G with rates that are effective for 1/1/2020. Humana will allow Plan G enrollments to individuals who are eligible for Plan C, F, or high deductible F prior to 2020 as well, and for those that are newly eligible to Medicare. Additional information about MACRA: keep in mind that Plan F, high deductible Plan F, and Plan C, well, they're not going away. However, the only people that are eligible for these programs are folks who were eligible for Medicare prior to 1/1/2020, and they have the opportunity to opt into the additional programs thereafter. Eligibility is defined as being 65 prior to 1/1/2020 and having Part A prior to 1/1/2020. Some of the folks that are looking at dealing with the under 65 member who's currently disabled, and will they be able to do those programs moving forward as well? Well, the plan option is still determined by Medicare eligibility date in the scenario above. It hasn't changed. So the individual would be eligible to purchase those programs based on being eligible for Medicare prior to 1/1/2020. The second OAP right eliminates underwriting but does not impact the initial Medicare eligibility rate. Additional questions about MACRA: is Humana predicting large rate increases in C, high deductible F and F after 1/1/2020? No, Humana feels that because a large amount of their membership are on these plans today, they'll be able to continue to access the block of business and handle rate renewal pretty much as it's been done in the past. Their typical increases are annual and tend to be between 3 and 6%. When you look at the Humana's Medicare Supplement plan mix, currently you see that 44% of that agent, or pardon me, of that business is in a Plan F currently. Plan G currently is a very small percentage at 2%. So you have other options available as well between those programs, with many other carriers looking at Plan N and the high deductible programs as an alternative. When you look at the plans that were sold a year ago, you see a mix that has changed considerably from the current membership mix, where a big emphasis within the Humana product offering has been in the Plan G arena. When you look at what's on our horizon for 2020, it's really important that we realize that the increased collaboration between internal resources and sales partners gives us all the best product to market approach. We want to look at a focus on price competitiveness, but also product fit and simplification process for the prospects and clients that we're dealing with. You have an opportunity to sell competitive Plan F premium to Plan F policyholders looking to switch through the Humana portfolio, and the collaboration between leadership and the Humana team helps perfect an approach that increases med supp sales as well. There are ongoing and continued opportunities for training, recognition, and championing the partnership between the independent agent and Humana. When we look at the contracting process, it is a link that is sent from the upline via Humana's producer onboarding. There are different required items that are necessary for this process, and they include the NPN, Social Security number or TIN number. We want the state license information, of course, and the bank account information for direct deposit. A contracting link is active for 30 days, and a reminder email is sent 5 days prior to the expiration if it hasn't been completed. So that gives us an opportunity to roll through a presentation of the product for our prospects in the insurance world when it comes to a licensed agent, and an opportunity for us to take advantage of a strong product offered by a brand name carrier. We look forward to dealing with questions that you will have in the immediate future and visiting with you on a one-on-one basis as well to make certain that we can make this a viable part of our agent's success. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you soon.